Guys, deluded Guna. Now, I don't know how the Premier League registration laws and them things work, but I'm pretty sure players over 21, whether you're English or overseas, have to be registered. Obviously, you need 8 or so. They always change it, 8 or so homegrown players. So in regards to the homegrown players, I think our squad size is pretty massive. Like we need to actually chop people down, not before we bring people in, but we need to chop people down. Pre-season's literally started. Our first pre-season match is literally next week. We've got so many players that are homegrown and not homegrown on the books. Firstly, if it's going to be homegrown, we've got Welbeck, who's classed as homegrown, Chesney, asterisk near his name because he might leave, homegrown, Welbs, if I haven't said it, Bellerin, Wilshere, of course, Ramsey, of course, Oxlade-Chamberlain, of course, Holding, Chambers. There must be more players. There must be Owobi, Gibbs, there must be more than I'm naming, guys. But yeah, I don't think we'll struggle on that front with the homegrown players. Even if we have to keep one or two that would Jenkinson probably be off. One or two, best example, in fact, one or two that might have to be off to further their careers and just play football. We might have to keep one of them. But more relevant to this video, guys, I've said who to be offloaded, but I haven't really gone in depth. Firstly, Chesney. I don't want Chesney to go. I know some of you have flopped as to whether he's a good keeper. I believe he's a good keeper. He's paid for not being serious earlier in his career. You've seen Courtois, De Gea just go from strength to strength while he's fluctuated and gone worse. He sent to Italy to mature up, not to get into it again. It does look like he's going to leave. Allegedly, he wants to return to Italy. I want him to stay. But if I can see why. I mean, he's been playing consistently for 2 years. He played every game for Roma. Most clean sheets they are as well for them. Yeah, why would you want to go and on paper have to fight, check who has a case to start and the case to be dropped? Why would you want to go and fight him and stuff of that nature? Added to that, him and Wenger's relationship is probably strained. I can't remember, or I don't know if he's played for any international friendlies for Poland, but he hasn't reported into pre-season, so that's normally an indicator. Juventus allegedly want him, not a bad club to go to from Arsenal, to be honest with you. So yeah, he's got to go. I'd say because his contract's up in the 2018, and we really have, from a business point of view, there's really a lack of strength strategically. Anything from 10 million plus is a bonus, not because of he should really command more, but we're not in a position. I'd say 20 million would be very good. A lot of these players, I don't really think they can command that much. Then you've got Debussy, allegedly he'll be given a free transfer. His career's actually been unlucky because injuries actually messed him up, and the emergence of Bellerin last year, he was chatting a lot of crap on radio and things like that. Really, probably cemented that he has no future here. Allegedly, he's not actually flying out to pre-season. He'll probably be one of the first out. So yeah, we probably won't get our 10 million back. Just give him a free transfer, or just 2 to 5. Just take something if it comes, and just get him off the wage book and use them wages to then spread out and tie down players that are out contracts up in 2018 if they want to stay in 2019. So yeah, you've got Perez. We got him for what, 20-something million. I'd like to think we break even, but I don't think we will. Probably be just undercut. So let's just say about 15 to 18. We'll take that. I don't want him to leave, but Wenger seems to have not rated him, signed him to please the fans, and yeah, he needs to go and play football. He's not a bad player. Now I would be quite annoyed if he leaves because he could potentially be a good squad player for us. But yeah, I'll take that for him. Joel Campbell, anything from 7 to 10. Not really had the most productive loan spells at Sporting. Didn't really get a look in here, despite on the basis that you work hard and earn your spot. Wenger clearly doesn't rate him. So yeah, you take around 7 to 10 on a good day. Realistically, 5 point something to 7 for him. Put asterisk next to Alexis. Alexis 40 plus, break even. I'm not a fan of this letting him go into next season, run down the contract. That's suicide and stupidity from any club that aspires to be elite. It doesn't make sense. So you got him. Ospina, take 5 million. I really don't rate the guy. I'm sorry, guys. He needs to go. If we get a new keeper, fair enough. But Ospina just really doesn't fill me with confidence. He needs to go. Gibbs, because of the premium, try and get 10 million for him, but realistically about 5 to 7, whatever. Gabriel, I'd say about 10. These players are not really worth much, 10, but I can't see him being moved on. I was a big fan of him, but I haven't seen the progress enough, and I'd rather give Chambers and Holding and other guys chances than you. Probably won't be moved on because you're injured, and I think you return in August. It would be pretty stupid for a club to buy you, and you're not really fully fit. So you probably stay. Monreal probably stays, probably deserves to stay. He's had a shaky season, but he finished it strongly on the basis that he's, what, 30, 31, 32. probably wants to go back to his homeland one day with Sankos, Lesniak. There's question marks over Gibbs, so he might have to stay. But 5 to 7 again for him, purely because of his age. 30 to 40 for Ozil. I don't care what no one says, regardless of his form. The guy walks into most teams. He's one of the best creative midfielders in the world. I understand you need to have a certain amount of footballing IQ to actually see what Ozil does. But yeah, 30 to 40, we'll take a hit on that because we're not going to make that 43+ million back. He didn't have the best seasons. A year left on his contract. Alexis only gets 40 million because he's been quality and he's done that 30 odd goals. Yes, Ozil scored 12 goals in all comps, but yeah, that's how much, yeah. Wilshere, because of the injuries and because of that certain things, it's got to be 15 to 20. Again, because of injuries, you can't really put your hat on him and say, yeah, you're going to play 38 games, you're going to be fit for 38 games. But we know how talented he is, and he is one of the most talented English players, and I really hope that he gets his form back. I mean, Paul Scholes was amazing. There's only 2 players that are probably close to Paul Scholes in that England side, and Wilshere is definitely one of them. If you actually use your brain and don't be a trolling prick, you'll see what I'm saying with that. But yeah, Giroud 20 to 25, based on the links of the papers, Marseille, West Ham, etc., etc. I don't want him to leave, but if I was him, I would leave. Frustrated last year, Lacazette's coming. There's a lot of competition, not that he's scared, he's always reacted, but my contract's up in 2019, World Cup next year. I would like to play football, so yeah, maybe it'd be 31. Career's not gonna last forever. You want to make the most of every season. Every season you literally get older, and pre-season gets harder, and the season gets harder, so you'd want to play football. So Giroud, on that basis, if I was him, I'd want to leave. But obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I kind of want him to stay. He's not a bad player, and there's a lot of people that need to be moved on before we even entertain Giroud being left. Oxlade, on the basis that I don't want him to leave again, like Wilshere, like Ozil and Alexis. On the basis that his contract's up, 20 to 25 million. He's had a solid season. Yeah, excelled playing fullback in the middle or on the flanks. Good player. Kick ourselves if we lose him. So yeah, and you've got Akpom. Anything really, or God knows, I'd say 3 to 5, and that's even expensive. He hasn't really had the best of spells at any loan spell in men's football. I think he's got like 7 goals in 79. I've told you guys, I feel to have any chance to make it at Arsenal, he should model his game on Welbs, because he's shown at men's football level. Of course, in his later career, he might get it, but right now he's not got a clinical bone in his body and hasn't shown that. So yeah, he's either model your game on Welbeck or move, which is looking likely because you're 21, turning 22. You kind of need to make a name for yourself. Play week in, week out. Being a young player at Arsenal, it can feel like, for me looking in, you're at Arsenal, but you're not exactly at Arsenal because you see the amount of loans that we have in the season. But yeah, guys, these are the guys I think should be moved on. I've probably missed out a lot. There's probably some guys, pre-season's the time when players like to hide and don't make too much noise. So yeah, guys, these are the guys I think they should be moved on, and the prices they could probably be going for, to be honest with you. The majority of them, like I said, I don't think they can go for much. They're not actually quality. I'd say Perez, on the basis that if it was quality based, Perez is one of them, excluding Alexis and Ozil, that should actually break even. But he hasn't played much, so we can't do that. I'm looking at it purely from a business point of view and as neutral as I can, rather than overrate our players. But yeah, guys, Deluded Laguna, I'm signing out. Just some of the valuations and if certain players are to leave, to be honest with you. Yeah, thank you for watching.